The lysosome is one of the components in the cell that are responsible of movement of water substance, which also you can call fluid, from one part of the body to other part of the body, and that is lysosome. Why, as I said before, the ribosome carries digested food from one part to other, while lysosome carries a fluid like water or blood from one part of the body to other part of the cells. Now we also have another component of the cell which is known as mitochondria. Another name for this mitochondria is what we call power cells. Why do we call it a powerhouse or power cells? We call it a powerhouse because it is where the energy is being produced after the digestion of the food substance within the cells. So the energy will be stored in mitochondria. So from that place, energy will be released from one part or from that powerhouse, which is also known as the mitochondria, to different part of the body. And that energy is what we call ATP. That is adenosine triphosphate. So when this energy, adenosine triphosphate, is being released, it will now supply energy to different parts of the body. We have another one, what we call rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What are their functions? They are responsible of shaping the structure of the cells so that there will be a correct movement of all those fluid and the food substance within the body system. So that is rough endoplasmic and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Let's quickly go to other sectors of these cells. Now, in a cell, we also have the followings: the difference between plant cells and animal cells. The difference between plant cells and animal cells. Now, when you talk about plant cells, a plant cells has the mitochondria. We have what we call the similarity and the difference. And when you talk about the similarity between two of them, similarity between plant cell and animal cell. Similarity between plant cells and animal cells. Now, what are these similarities? Number one similarity is that both plant cells and animal cells, they possess both plant cells and animal cells possess nucleus. So both the plants and the animals possess nucleus. Now another similarity is this: both plant cell and animal cells possess mitochondria. That is what we call the powerhouse. So, and also both plant cell and animal cell possess the lysosome. So these are the similarity between the plant cells and animal cells. Though when you go further, you can see other ones that can completely five. That is what made them similarity. So because of time, I will give you 3. Now we also have the difference between them, as we have the similarity between the plant cells and animal cells. We have the similarity between them. As we have the similarity, We also have the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Now, what are the difference between plant cell and animal cell? The difference between plant cells, difference between plant cell and animal cells. And we have number one. And when I say the difference between plant cell and animal cells, it simply means that what you can find in plant cells that you cannot find in animal cells. What you can find in plant cells that is not there in that of animal cells. Number one thing you are going to see there is what we call chloroplast. Chloroplast. Now, what is this chloroplast? A chloroplast is a part of a plant cells which responsible for the trapping of photosynthesis. Like when you talk about photosynthesis, an ability of a green plant to manufacture its own food using carbon dioxide as water and water in production of their food. So chloroplast responsible of the trapping of the sunlight. And inside the chloroplast, understand that we still have another one. We have other component that is inside here, which we know as NADPH. NADPH. And what is the full meaning of this NADPH? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. That is the full meaning of NADPH, which is another component that is embedded inside the chloroplast. So you can find this chloroplast inside plant cell, which you cannot find in that of animal cell. We have another thing you are going to see, substance that you are going to see there, organ. We also have what is called isosomes. Isosomes. Now, this isosomes is one of the organ or a component that is responsible of plant movement, just like when the xylem or the phloem tissue begin to carry them from one part of the body to different part of the body. And this, with this organ, you cannot also see it in that of plant animal cell. You only see them in plant cells. So these are the different, or what make a plant cells different from animal cells. So we are going to also proceed to the diagram to see the structure of that of plant cells and animal cells, for you to see their typical difference between two of them. And another thing concerning this is that when you look at the plant cells and animal cells, the nucleus of the animal cells is at the center of the cells, while that the nucleus of the plant is at the side of the plant. These are the difference that you can see among them. Now, the diagram of the plant cells and animal cells. You have animal cells in this form, plant cells. That is the structure, what we call the typical structure of plant cells. The typical structure of the plant cells. And this typical structure is the representation of plant cells. Now, when you have the plant cell in this form, the next thing is to begin to locate all the components that are found inside. What are the components? You first of all have what we call the nucleus. And you see the nucleus within the center, within the side of the cell. When you go to your biology, you see something of this nature, and this becomes the nucleus. Now we have other parts, other components within the cells of the plant. So I will also identify all these components that is found inside. We are going to see another thing, that the fluid that are made up of the cells, the fluid that the cell compose. Now inside this we have here as what to call the cell wall. We have the cell wall. We have here as the nucleus of the cell. The nucleus of the cell. We also have this one as what we call the mitochondria. That is the powerhouse, the mitochondria. We also have here as the ribosome. We have this as what we call rough endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, which I have explained here. Action. Also, we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Please, if you are doing your label, make sure that your label do not touch one another one when you go to the practical work of this diagram. But in that case, I can just have my own like that, but I have to state it just like as I have this line. Make sure that your own line do not cross here, because this is another component also within the cell. So make sure that your diagram, the label that you want to draw, do not touch another one. But for the sake of proper explanation, I want to put it to this side so that you have smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So now these are the components. Apart from that, you have also what we call large vacuole. We have what we call large vacuole. Large vacuole, which is a space that allow all those components within the cells to move about, or from time to time, or one place to the other. That is what we call cell vacuole. Cell vacuole are supposed to label it to this side so that one or the label will be at a particular side. But permit me to put it this way: the cell vacuole. That is a space in which, and in these animal cells, the cell vacuole is larger than that of animal cell. Though when we draw the diagram of animal cells, you understand it or see it more. Now, these are the components of animal plant cells, the component of plant cells and their functions. Now, another thing, we are quickly going to draw the structure of animal cells so that you see the typical difference between that of plant cells and animal cells. The plant cells and animal cells. Now we are going to have other components within the animal cells. When you come to animal cell, we have a structure in this form. Make sure that the shape not move straight. It's not just like a circle. It's not just like a circle, but there must be a rough. The cell wall must be a little bit rough. We see it in this form. It has no any particular shape. Now we are going to see the first thing there. You will see the fluid or the component, other fluid that you can find inside the cell, the animal cell. Now within the center of this animal cell, you are going to see a very large or big nucleus, and here become what we call the nucleus of the animal cells. Now other component you are going to see is endoplasmic reticulum. So the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, remember when we are talking about the similarity between plant cell and animal cells, I made mention of smooth. Both of them possess endoplasmic reticulum, both the smooth and the rough. Now both of them possess what we call the lysosome and endoplasmic reticulum, as I said before. So we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum. We also have another one that will be in a rough form. Here become what we call rough endoplasmic reticulum. We also have what we call cell vacuum. We have what we call cell vacuum of animal cell. But what you are going to see here is that the cell vacuum of this one is smaller. It's smaller. The cell vacuum. Cell vacuum. We also have cytoplasma. Cytoplasma. The cytoplasma is another component we are going to see in this place. Then within here, because you are going to see a component, a double layer of these cells. Then within the inside, you are going to see what we call cell membrane. The cell membrane. Cell membrane. So these are the components of the plant cells. Now within inside, you are going to see other other components inside. And what are all these minor components? You see what we call the lysosome, as we located before, and also other components. So these are the structure or the typical diagram of animal cells. And we watch them now, you find out that all those chloroplasts that possessed by plant is absent here. Now, for we to finalize this particular plant cell and animal cell, they are different and their similarity. You are going to bear with me to give a table in order to state categorically or brief it so that it will be understood to everybody in a short cut. The difference between plant cell and animal cell. Now when you come to this animal cell, the animal cell, where you are going to have plant cell. So in animal cells, we say that there is absence. You can put it briefly like this: absence of chloroplast. Absence of chloroplast. Why in plant there is a presence of chloroplast. Now that's number one. Number two, now in a plant also we have in animal we have a large vacuum. Large vacuum is present. Large vacuum is present. Why in plant the vacuum it possesses smaller or small vacuum. Number three, in animal cell there is a presence of cell membrane. We have the cell membrane. Why in plant cell absence of cell membrane? Absence of cell membrane. These are the difference between the plant cells and animal cells. So this difference make it clearer that there is a very big difference between the plant and animal. Despite that, whenever you talk about biology relates two of them together. So there are two different between them. Finally, in conclusion of this, you know since the cell is a unit basic of life, there are things that we use to find all these components that is inside these cells. What is that we use? We use what we call the microscope. A microscope. So a microscope is what we use to see a small or a tangible substance component found within the cells. So you can use it to see either the blood and any other part or component within the cells, because it viewed a small organisms within the cells. Now if you come to that of microscope, you see different part of the microscope. That is the base, the eyes lens, the adjustable knob, and other. But though by the next class, I can bring the microscope so that we see the microscope and know the structure of microscope, which we use to see the component within the cells. So that is here where we are going to stop for today. If you have questions, you can ask me questions. And so